like to thank you for attending today. And we're going to have a couple of diggings here. We're going to go through a ceremony. We're going to have some speeches. But most of all, we're going to dedicate the beginning of a groundbreaking ceremony which will be starting, I assume, very, very soon. This fenced-off area is a staging area where the construction people will be housing all their supplies and equipment during the construction period. This fence around us is a safety zone. It's an off-limits area for all of us so that we will be safe during this construction time and not anyone get in here and get injured. You know, if we look at the long history of Port Huron High School, we have to go back to 5 months right after the Civil War ended. This long-standing tradition of excellence started 5 months after the Civil War ended when the first graduating class, 4 members of the graduating class of Port Huron High School, started their education. And in 1869, those 4 students graduated from a school in Port Huron. Since that time, in 1869, over 123 years have passed, and during that time there have been 4 separate buildings, this being the 5th building here on Court Street. In 1955, a similar kind of day, I assume, happened right here with a groundbreaking ceremony when this building first had its ceremony for groundbreaking and the beginning of the construction of this building. Since that time, since 1955, there have been 2 other additions added onto the building. The last one was about 15 years ago when we completed the math wing and the annex. So today is a continuation of an addition which will bring to our students and to our staff a new media center, a new music center, and a new science area, a larger cafeteria, and some newer things for our students which we do not have. Because of the voters in our community and their support for the millage, the bonding rather, that will make this all possible. We're very, very happy and very pleased for that. So at this time, I would like to begin this ceremony today by asking you to join Jason Richard, our Student Council President, with the pledge. American flag being right over there, we'd like to have you stand, face the flag, follow Jason in today's pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's please join the Big Red Marching Machine, directed by Mr. Robert Clark, for the national anthem, the singing and the playing with the Big Red Machine. I would like to, at this time, to recognize special guests who've made it possible for a lot of things to be happening in our community, but also will be a part of the construction, and who are with us today because of being involved at Port Huron High School, either in the past or will be in the future. This time, I'd like to recognize someone who was a former principal of Port Huron High School, Mr. Gaylord Fike. Mr. Fike, where are you? Also with us today is the Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Bill Kimball. Mr. Kimball. The architectural drawings and the planning stages, all through the development of the beginning of this new addition and these new additions, was done by our local architect, one of our local architects, Roy French. And Mr. French, you're here today. I'd like to recognize you. There he is. During this next year, and by the beginning of the 1992-93 school year, next fall, we plan to be in this new facility. In order to make this happen, we have a construction management team, firm, which is called Barton Malo. And that managing supervisor who will be overseeing the contracting, making sure things are done on time, that we're in our building on time, is Mr. Dave Fortin. And Dave, you're here today somewhere. We'd like to recognize you. Other members of the administrative cabinet I'd like to recognize: the building and grounds operations person, Mr. Roland Johnson, and our personnel manager, Mr. John McKenzie. Where are you, gentlemen? At this time, we're going to recognize different parts of our school and community, and I'd like to introduce these people, and if they'd like to say a few words after I finish introducing each one of them, we would like to have them do so. Representing the students here at Port Huron High School today is none other than Senior Jason Richard, President of the Student Council. Jason. Representing the staff here today is the most senior certified member of our staff, Mrs. Mary Anderson, who is our media librarian. And also representing the parents at Port Huron High School is our parent advisory president, Franklin Spots. Mr. Spots, by the way, was here as a student, as a ninth grader in 1955 when we had the original groundbreaking ceremony. He was here and part of the dedication of that building when it was completed. So Mr. Spots, this is a really important day for him also. And then we have our superintendent, Mr. Larry J. Moeller, here today. Mr. Moeller. And then speaking for the Board of Education today is Mr. James A. Ralkin. Mr. Ralkin. And it's always nice to have our community represented by someone, and today they're very well represented, I must say, with our mayor of Port Huron, Mrs. Mary Brooks. Mrs. Brooks. Jason would like to say a few words to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Crosby. I'm very honored to represent the students of Port Huron High School in this groundbreaking ceremony. We would like to thank the voters of Port Huron and the surrounding communities for passing the bond issue which made these additions possible. These upgrades will make our school an even better place to learn. This will boost the spirit and morale of the students at Port Huron High School and make us the best we possibly can be. Thank you.
Speaking on behalf of the staff and for myself personally after these many years, I want to say that we're really looking forward to providing the best of media services in order to reach our school goal of academic excellence. We greatly appreciate the community's foresight in providing the physical plant and the resources that will help our kids go out and meet the challenges of the information age. Thank you.
Certainly on behalf of the parents who have always certainly been most desirous to see their sons and daughters excel in this whole process of what we call education. We want to wish the continuation of this fine tradition of excellence in this building. Thousands of students have walked these halls who have really influenced our community and our nation and our world at large. And we are proud of that. Quite frankly, I'm very proud to have been a part of this institution when I graduated 30 years ago. And now we look to the future, as we always do, with another step, another tool, another possibility. And I'm reminded of those words. It's actually a quotation from the Bible that says, as we have often said to our own sons and daughters, study. Actually, it says, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. It does take hard work, and we don't have to be ashamed. We can be very, very proud. We are proud, very, very proud of certainly our administration here in this school district. We're proud of our teachers. We're proud of our supportive staff, bus drivers, custodians, cooks, counselors, all the people that make this whole process of education so very important and excel into the future. And so we thank you. And we thank you very, very much as parents, and we wish the very, very best in these coming days.
I suppose you would say this is a time of confession. I too am an alumnus of Port Huron High School. And I'm very proud of the school, I'm very proud of the student body, and I'm proud of what the community has done to see fit to provide these facilities for our students. Our students have represented the community well. They've gone on into community leadership roles, onto universities and other professions, and they have represented us in an outstanding fashion. And this is just a symbol of what it is that we're going to continue to do. And I want to challenge the students in the school to continue the proud tradition that the Big Reds have. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Rulkin, one of the school board trustees, and on behalf of our entire Board of Education, I want to salute you today. I want to salute, first of all, the students of this educational facility. Our school board is proud of you. Secondly, we'd like to salute the staff, all of the staff, from the teachers to the cooks. You're the heartbeat of what happens here during the day. This is a large community. When you look at the hundreds of people in and out the doors and what you're accomplishing, there's a sense of pride. I feel a sense of pride when I walk in. I graduated from this school, it'll be 25 years next year, so I'm confessing a little bit, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be an alumni here, and I salute this opportunity to address you and to share with you the excitement of this groundbreaking ceremony and what it will mean to the future and those who graduate in the future. Thank you for having me here.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here this morning representing the citizens of Port Huron at this historic groundbreaking. And I've been told to confess too, because I graduated from the old Port Huron High School way back in 1949. But this high But I especially love this high school because I have two sons who graduated from here, and it brings back a lot of memories just being here. A few years ago, the citizens of our community supported the building program, and they said yes to education and yes to the school board and yes to our future adult citizens. I think we all know that education is everybody's business today. We all have to take part in it, whether we're growing up, high school kids, adults, parents, or a grandmother like I am. We all have to continue to be concerned. You kids are going to have to compete in a world market and a global marketplace. The whole world will be competing against you, and we have to do all we can to make sure that we are right up there and number one still. So I think that when the time comes, when you are old enough to vote, which some of you already are, and in a few years many more of you will be, I think that we would hope that you would say yes to the next time you are called upon to help your school district and your community and support the kids then, just as you have been supported by the voters now. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for those very kind remarks. We appreciate those and support that we have received today. Now we are ready to begin the ceremony. So I'm going to ask Mr. McKenzie to bring the shovel forward. Right here. Okay, he's right here. And that's a beautiful looking shovel. Do we get to keep that? No. Okay. We're going to start first of all where it all happens, in the classroom with the students. And let's ask Jason Richard, first of all, representing all the student body, to take the first bit of dirt out of this area where the new media center, the hub of the new school, is going to be located, and turn over some earth and throw it over there, Jason, where we can make a big hole so we can get this thing underway today. Okay. Look out there now. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah! Woo! Okay, then Jason's going to hand this shovel to Mr. Spots. Mr. Spots represents all the hard work of all the parents in our school today. He's going to take a big bite out of that earth there and begin this project for the parents. That's the way. Nice job there. And then Mr. Spots is handing the shovel now to Mrs. Anderson, representing our staff. Mrs. Anderson's going to take the biggest shovel full of all, because this, move over a little bit where it's a little softer right there. We've got it. Okay. Yeah. And then our superintendent, who's led us through this last 12 years to get here today, Mr. Mueller. Yeah, right. And then Mr. Ralkin, representing our Board of Education.
How about a drum roll?
That's neat. Yeah! Woo! Thank you very much. And then we're going to ask, representing the community again, Mrs. Brooks. Mayor Brooks, would you please take out a big shovel full there?
Okay.
All right. Mrs. Then I get to do this. Watch this. I'm going to...
Finish it off. All right.
There we go. Everyone who has done the digging here, except for myself, is either alumnus or has attended this high school. So we're really happy about all that. That's great. Let's go right now to the Big Red Marching Machine. Let them get us fired up. We got a big game here tonight in Big Red Country. We're trying to get everybody pumped up here. Let's go. Let's.
I'd like to perform for you the song that we'll use for the finale of tonight's Port Huron Northern game, where hopefully we'll break a 6-year slump that we've had against the Port Huron Northerners tonight. The name of the selection is Roundup, and it features senior trumpeter Robert Cochet on trumpet.
Right, 1, 2, up, 2, ready, go!
Thank you.
Big Red Marching Machine, the Thunderbirds, and the flags. Congratulations and thank you. I'd like to comment on these beautiful uniforms you're looking at here today. With the help of our community, we were able to pass the millage, which made these uniforms possible, and we're very proud of them. Thank you very much, community. At the end of this program, which is now, we're going to adjourn, and we'd like to invite everyone, all of our student council members, thank you for being here, and all of our community members, parents, and all staff, and the band, all the members of the band, into the library right now for refreshments. It's a little cool out here. I'd like to ask you now to join us, and thank you all for coming and being here for this program today.